Got some Bill Burr, y'all. Ain't watched no Bill Burr in a while. It says here, Bill Burr makes the hosts on GoodDay, New York, uncomfortable.
10 episodes are available to binge watch. Bill Burr, welcome to GoodDay, New York.
How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, the show is so funny. I'm just, is it based on your real life, or is it, you know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely based on my life, but it's, Frank is the character that I play. He's an amalgam of kind of everybody's dad in the writer's room, and he's an old school dad. Like, when I was a kid, you were, like, afraid of your dad. Like, he pulled in the driveway, he'd come in the front door, we'd all run out the back door.
Right, wait till your father comes home,
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely. So, it's more of that era. It's not this, era now where your kids are like friends with their dad. I was like afraid of my dad. Not in a bad way. Like, I just knew that, when he came home that
things were gonna flop.
Yes, your behavior. We used to shut the TV off and like pick up books pretending to be like reading. And I remember he used to like, if he was in church, he had like the loudest snap. And if you guys were talking too loud, he just bam like that, and everybody just shut up, and then you knew you were gonna get it later.
You bam, you get it. It's fun. You get on stage, you talk about topics that are kind of taboo, but you make them really, really funny.
So your Christian background is part of the show.
Yes, and I wanted to talk to you about Jesus after this.
Well, the only reason I bring it up, some people thought maybe you went a little too far.
As far as what?
Well, they thought that maybe you were being disrespectful to the Christian religion.
Who did?
I'm telling you, you need to Google.
Oh, good Lord.
So did you feel you were being disrespectful, or just you were just having fun with some of the crucifixes and stuff like that?
I don't even know we did maybe 2 jokes about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? More so than my cartoon.
All right, listen.
A couple of jokes. I know this is a morning show. You can't bring up all those crimes.
You know what? Technically,
they just sort of kept moving them around. Like those killer whales at SeaWorld. After it kills a trainer, they'll then move it up to Seattle. They don't give them their background.
all right, I'm not totally following, but I don't think
You know
I
what
want
I'm
to.
talking about? It's a morning show. I understand.
All right,
Anytime
thank
I
you for
came
being
on,
positive.
that kid missed the graduation, and then it was a feel-good story.
It was a feel-good, and we want to leave.
If you want to feel good about America, you watch the morning shows. You don't watch this,
And
I was joking earlier. If that kid's story about the graduation was late night, that would have been a whole different story.
What do you think?
He's still missing. We can't find him. All we found was his hat. But you watch in the morning. It's great. It all worked out. He got his own personal graduation.
Oh, he's right.
This is such a great mood. Look how yellow this couch is. It's like the sun.
So Eppisma family, it's really politically incorrect before
This is rolling with it, ain't it?
was even a term.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of that stuff. What you were saying earlier, you talk about taboo subjects. It's like, nothing I really talk about. It's not that people aren't talking about all of this stuff. It's just that it's sort of a way that people talk when they get on a stage or something like that. But it's not like, people they laugh because they're already talking about it. So it's not that big a deal.
We all have dark thoughts sometimes, but you go there in public and you do it, even though it's edgy, kind of make it safe in a way.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen? I'm just talking. It's not
Right.
like I'm not doing anything insane. I will tell you, though, I did stand up here 2 shows last night, and I cannot believe New York crowds now.
Why?
It is so like,
They were doing
I
that.
know. Yeah, I moved here.
Uh-oh.
I remember when I moved here in '94. It was like, Alphabet City. You were taking your life in your hands, and it was like junkies and stuff like that. So it was just really like a lot harder than to like even like impress people. And now, I don't know.
Again, the good old days.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They don't even call it Alphabet City anymore. You know that? They call it like the Lower East Side. Things, gentrification, whatever.
Was that offensive to illiterate people?
Anyway,
This town has changed.
Eppisma family, obviously Netflix and the people who watch it love your show. Were we able to find a clip that we could clean
No,
up?
we got something. We got something.
found
We got
something.
something.
Wow.
We got
Give me a couple of
something.
beats.
Is
Check it
this
out.
just the intro song?
Not hamburger assistant again. Why can't Mom make dinner?
Ask her. She's the one who abandoned her post not to doing all the lady work. I gotta leave to go do some man work. And is anybody gonna get me flowers and tell me I'm beautiful? No one's out there marching for old Frank Murphy. He just watches the sands of his miserable life gather at his feet while his wife, the modern woman, throws on a pantsuit every morning and just... There's my worker bee.
This guy really Nice
never
things to
watched
eat.
this show before.
Good stuff, Bill.
It's a little Archie Bunkerish, a little, right?
Yes.
I remember
Yeah,
hearing
it
about
is
this.
that time. And when we did like the 70s, we wanted it to look like how I remember the 70s, where Hollywood kind of always makes it look like everybody had a lava lamp and dressed like Ron Burgundy. This is more like the sort of Rust Belt Serpico 70s. Like, you know, anytime you see a movie about like the 70s, everybody has a car from the 70s. It was like, there was, you know, people didn't have money. They'd have a car from the 60s. So if you look, there's a lot of, that's one of my favorite things to like pick out what car they're going to have. Like Frank drives like an old like Ford Galaxy-esque type car before Ford comes at us for money.
You're right, the movies from the 70s, they overdo it. They all overdo it when they're going retro, right?
Well, they make it seem like when the Pacer came out, like everybody thought that that was a good-looking car. It was a weird car.
With the big window?
Yeah, and me and my mother looked at it. That is the ugliest piece of you-know-what I've ever seen in my life, but they made it seem like everybody in the 70s had like a lava lamp and thought that that was a good-looking car.
So, Bill, do you Google yourself? Because I was like Googling the show.
No, God knows.
I was Googling the show.
I get trashed enough on Twitter. Do you know what I did the show last night? This is how like the millennials are, right? Somebody, I was wearing this exact same thing. You know, I'm on the road, so I got a nice stain on my shirt. So I was wearing this exact same thing. I go on Twitter, and somebody wrote, you know, Bill Burr last night dressed like an out-of-shape Jerry Seinfeld.
What?
So, like, yeah, I wrote back. I can't say what I wrote back. I wrote back.
You did?
So-and-so. Yeah, it's like, why don't you heckle me when you're there?
But why would you even respond on
Everybody's
Twitter?
sassy online.
They're
Not in your face.
sassy.
What?
Exactly. This is New York. Back in the day, I would walk on stage. Someone would have said that, and I would have had to fight my way out of it. And it would have been a tough set. And this person's just, everything's like so covert now.
I feel bad because, by the way, you're ripped.
Huh?
You know, you're in pretty good shape.
But why respond to somebody's being negative to you on Twitter?
Because it's fun. I like to go back and forth, and then you can usually. Well, this is my deal. If you actually have a picture of yourself, then I'll go back and forth. But if you just have like the little egg thing there, like those, you know, 2 followers, then those people, it's like you just came up with an account or whatever. You just go around trash group. To me, that's like a cowardly thing. But like,
Yeah,
you know, like it's,
absolutely.
you know, you're out of shape, or maybe you're ugly or something like that. I'll go right for it. I get real childish.
Growing up, by the way, with the mother or the hairbrush and the dad. Yeah, where was it? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up outside Boston, Massachusetts. The safe suburbs of Boston, Massachusetts.
I love
Since we
Bill
were
Burr.
hunting,
He
everybody
don't
thinks
take no
you know, you grew
fucking
up in
shit.
Southie and you stole
Love it.
cars and you asked people about apples.
They overdid it too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Man after my own heart.
Nobody overdid Southie back then. Like, I'm just saying, I was not
He's
that.
not a beta
I
male.
was more
This
of
chick don't
a
run him.
cul-de-sac street hockey playing kid.
Bill Burr.
They don't play with the trolls. They let him know every once in a while when he has to.
Out right now.
Love him.
He'd be a little more comfortable if there was some trash around the studio, right? He misses the old New York, and you're not the only
I want
one.
to meet those religious people that got upset. I want to quiz them
Oh,
on their
gee.
religion.
All right, we'll talk about why did I bring that up? Bill,
Why did you bring it up?
I'm
It's
sorry.
a morning
No.
show. It's
Probably told her to.
You know what happens? 9 o'clock, it all becomes daytime. So you have more license. Bill Burr, thank you.
Thanks for
All
having me.
right,
Yeah, they probably told her to. Love Bill Burr, babe. Well, there it is. Yeah, it's see, you know what? It wouldn't have got uncomfortable if she didn't ask him that question about the church. I think it was fine until she asked that question. That's the problem. You don't ask Bill Burr awkward questions because he will make it awkwarder. One of my favorites of all time. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. And if you enjoyed my reaction, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!